In life, there are very few truths. We die, we have to pay taxes, and Tom Cruise is the greatest action star of this generation. Guys, it's Nick here from the Lost River Drive-In, and I'm here to give you a quick, spoiler-free review on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I just got back from the theater, literally walked in the door. We're about to record the next episode of the podcast, so I had to do this quickly because you guys said you wanted to see it. Look, I am going to give it to you straight. Mission Impossible is one of those series that I feel like personally continues to get better as it goes on. And you do not see that a lot, especially with action movie series, because they tend to focus way too much as the movies go on being bigger and badder and louder, and they lose a lot of the heart, a lot of the story, and it just becomes a muddled mess. I'm looking at you, Transformers, even though I love you. Having said that, Mission Impossible is one of the series that continues to defy the odds. I still maintain that Mission Impossible Fallout is one of the greatest action movies ever made, and easily my favorite Mission Impossible film. But I'm here to tell you that Dead Reckoning Part 1 is number 2 on my list. Now, I know a buddy of mine, shout out to JDev, said he wanted me to do a franchise ranking. I think I will do one. I don't know if it'll be here or on Patreon, but I'm going to do one, and I can't wait to do that. Having said that, though, I've just got to give you my quick thoughts on this movie because I got to talk to somebody about it. Look, guys, I don't want to get into plot details. I don't want to get into character motivations, who plays who and what their role is in the story, because I don't want to give you anything. I really do not want to give you anything. I just want to tell you what I liked about this movie. Look, I mean, what is there not to like about this movie? First of all, the set pieces, just like in every previous Mission Impossible movie, are incredible. The practicality that they use for a lot of these sequences, you can tell when you're watching it. You can sit there and you can go, that's not green screen, that's real. And that is so wild to me. Tom Cruise, a man that just got into his 60s, is doing this stuff and doing it better than anybody else with reckless abandon, no regard for his life. And you know what, Tom? I appreciate that, and we appreciate that, because you can tell when it's authentic when you watch it. So the action is top notch. There is specifically a sequence in this movie on a train. Oh my God. It is just pulse pounding, edge of your seat. It's how I felt during the helicopter fight on the mountain in Fallout. It is that same kind of like, oh no. It's awesome. The villain in this movie, Gabriel, he's good, but I don't think we've gotten enough of him yet, and I think that's the point. Obviously, this is part 1. We know there's going to be another one, but his introduction is really good. He seems very menacing. There is a history there with Ethan, and I cannot wait to find out where this is going to lead in the next film. Tom Cruise, what can be said about this man that hasn't already been said? He gives his all in this movie. His acting is top. It's not just the action. I mean, he is so good in the emotional moments in this movie. He's got moments of humor. Tom Cruise is at his best. I mean, you can tell, especially with these Mission Impossible movies, that Tom gives his all, his complete 110% heart and soul, and it shows. He is brilliant as Ethan in this movie. The supporting cast is great. Rebecca Ferguson is always so lovely as Ilsa Faust. Simon Pegg as Benji is great. It's awesome to see Ving Rhames as Luther again. Haley Atwell is a nice new addition. She's great in this movie as well. Like, overall, like across the board, all the acting is great. The action is pulse pounding. It's incredible. But the best part about this movie to me, aside from that train sequence, honestly, when you see this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about with that train sequence. The best part about this movie to me is what it comments on and what it's talking about in today's society and how it's relevant to us and how scary it is and how the potential there and the stakes in this movie genuinely could not be higher. I mean, the threat. You think, like in Fallout, oh my God, a nuke that's going to destroy an entire village. Wow, that's crazy, that's wild. You have no idea. You have no idea the stakes that Dead Reckoning Part 1 has. It's absurd. and it's awesome, and it's so relevant to our time. I mean, it's so topical. It's, guys, I don't know what else to say. I will say this: Fallout is still my favorite Mission Impossible movie. This comes in at number 2 right now. And I will also say this: Dead Reckoning Part 2 seriously looks poised to be one of the greatest action movies ever made. And I'm not being hyperbolic. When you see how this movie ends, and the stakes that I told you that are very clearly there, you're going to be like, oh damn, where are we going? What's about to happen? I cannot wait for you guys to see this movie. I want you to go see it tonight, tomorrow, the day after that. I don't care when it is. Go see it. Go see it on the biggest screen possible. This is the greatest action franchise of my lifetime, period, of my lifetime. This movie is a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. It is very front row, right in front of the freaking screen at the drive-in. You could not get a higher recommendation from me. I have nothing else to say. I am drained. I am lost. Take me away, Tom. I'm pulling out.